that's what you have there. Now, obviously, he's not going to hit 2 home runs every game, but that is in him. That type of power. The man has light tower power. That's why he was a first-round pick out of high school. He's shown that ever since he was 17, 18 years old. He went off at AAA this year, hitting bombs all over the place, and he's gotten up to the big leagues. And, I mean, he's a weapon. And when you watch him, the ball jumps off his bat. That was the first homer yesterday below 400 feet, and it was 396. But his exit velos are crazy high. And also at the end, when he had that hit that he slapped to left field, that was showing you he also can be a big league hitter.
Yeah.
It's not about just being a slugger who's going to hit a ton of doubles and a ton of homers and strike out. And by the way, he's going to strike out. And he's going to have trouble versus lefties. But what you saw him at the end of the game where he just kind of took that pitch outer half, he had a nice short stroke, slapped it the other way, and he went 4 for 4. And he can obviously hit the ball out of the ballpark to any part of the ballpark. Dead center, power alley, right field, right center. I mean, this guy is a stud. There's a reason he was a first-round pick, and he looks like one.
But I like nostalgia, and I want Albert in there.
Well, today, the Cardinals are facing a lefty, Eric Lauer.
Yeah.
Look, Albert Pujols should hit versus every single lefty. He is one of the best hitters in baseball versus lefties the last 2 years. You cannot deny that. But what you see from Nolan Gorman and Juan Yepez, those guys have to get the at-bats versus righties. They absolutely have to. Albert Pujols cannot do what Nolan Gorman did anymore versus a righty. I hate to say that, but it's true.
It's true.
Albert Pujols did that for about 13 years versus everybody. But he can't do that versus righties anymore. And Nolan Gorman can.
And that's fine.
It's fine.
As long as you play it that way.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah.
But Albert could do that versus a lefty.
There's a lot of things I can't do now that I used to be able to do.
Albert could have a 3-hit game versus a lefty.
Yeah.
With a bomb. Absolutely.
How's that? I like how that Gorman's a lefty. I just like when lefties are up there hitting bombs. It just looks cooler for some reason. He must be a strong kid. Is he built? I haven't really dissected him yet like I do Tyler O'Neill.
He's compact.
Oh, is he?
He's using Pete Alonso supplements.
Oh, Pete. Well, he's a big, strong guy, isn't he?
Big, strong guy.
Yeah, man. Okay.
I saw him in a commercial, Pete Alonso, for a car, right? He had a car commercial.
Good for him.
Yeah.
You want to hear one of these dingers last night?
You can play a dinger.
And the 1-1 pitch.
Oh.
In the air out to deep center field.
Oh.
Nolan Gorman. A long home run to center.
Yes.
His 5th of the season. And boy, when he hits him. Wow. That is big-time power to center off the bat of the rookie.
A lot of cheers. God, Cardinals fans go everywhere, don't they? Who we got? Who are you looking at?
You know who that is? It's Cole Banker. He's going to come in and check out the show. It's Andy Banker's kid.
Come on in, kid.
We couldn't get Jimmy on the phone, but
what is he? Oh,
Jimmy was
worried.
working last night. Do you want to
hear
hear him talk to Nolan himself?
Yes.
How about that?
Huge night for Nolan Gorman. 4 hits, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Nolan, in a game where runs were scarce in the early going, how good does it feel to provide much of the offense to help your ball club get back in the win column?
Yeah, it was that was important, and slow start, but we got it going, and we got 2 runs in the first inning, but after that, not too much, and we were able to just tackle on some runs and get the win.
I saw Albert Pujols in the dugout giving you a bear hug. I thought he might break a rib. How supportive have the veterans been toward the younger players like yourself?
It's been awesome. I mean, there's not a better group, I don't think, out there that supports the young guys, the rookies coming up, and I think it makes all of us more comfortable and be able to come out here and play the game we know.
Obviously, you're managing it well, but in your eyes, what's the big difference between pitching at the major league level and what you saw at AAA?
Guys got better stuff, and they know how to locate it better, and it's kind of the same game. Get in your zone and put a good swing on it.
Great work, Jim.
What a great job by Jimmy the Cat Hayes right there.
It's not over.
I'm kind of worried about him.
One more question?
Yeah, play one more.
Nolan, when you get a hold of one, It goes away quickly. It goes far. A lot of speed to it. Generally speaking, when you hit a homer like you did twice tonight, do you know it's gone?
I mean, there's been a few in my career that are iffy, but I mean, you know, the ones I've hit recently have been really good off the bat, and you know, it's fun hitting them, and you know, it's a different feeling and different sound. So yeah, most of the time I know.
The 440-foot bomb he hit in Boston. I'm guessing he knew that one was.
You would think you would know, just like when you're hitting a drive down the pipe. Like when you hit it, you're like, yeah, okay. Right when you hit it, you're like, yep, that's right.
Pick that tee up.
Yeah.
But I thought that his homer to right center, just when you're looking at the view on TV, I did not think that was going to be a home run. Just kind of the trajectory, I thought, okay, that's probably a double off the wall. And I think that speaks to how much power this dude has. That ball, his exit velos, and a ball where you look at it and you think, okay, that's probably a double in the gap, sails over the fence.
Who did that the other day from the Yankees? Big boy. One of the two big boys. I mean, he hit a line drive.
Judge.
Was it Judge? Hit that line drive out. Took 2 seconds to get out of the park. Remember
Giancarlo Stanton can do that as well.
I think it was him.
Stanton.
It was his name's Michael. Damn it, that's his name. His name's Michael. Why do they call him Giancarlo?
Well, he changed that.
Well, you're Mike.
Well, I think it's up to him.
Nah.
Gorman's second last night was a great call. We got it. All this courtesy of Bally Sports
Go ahead,
Midwest,
baby.
by the way.
2-1 pitch to Gorman. And Gorman hits another.
No.
His second.
Oh.
And the first time he's had a multi-home run game in the big leagues. Nolan Gorman with a rocket into the St. Louis bullpen. Have a night. The rookie is now driven in 3.
Sanderson wants to know where the clip of the clapper is.
The clapper.
The clapper.
Oh,
the slap clapper.
There was a clapper behind home plate last night. I did not.
What do you mean a clapper? What's that mean?
I think like somebody who's
Just clapping the whole time?
right near the crowd.
Or is it the one person
somebody
behind?
with the clap?
Front row Amy.
Oh,
It was Jason. It was Jason Garrett.
Front
He was
row.
there.
Well, front row Amy.
You remember we talked about that?
She's a famous fan that sits behind the home plate at Brewers games. She usually wears low-cut shirts.
Send me a picture.
You can Google her. She has a website.
Yeah, but I'm hosting right now and I can't Google and then do. I
Just
get
real quick,
confused.
front row Amy.
Seth could do that for me.
All right.
I'm not allowed to look up women. Okay, Seth, you do it for me and I'll creep her out that way. By the way, let's get who's our guest sitting next to me? Who is this handsome feller?
Well, we have Cole Banker here.
Get the mic close to you, buddy.
Well,
Get up there.
Do you want to come on in? So
He's okay.
So Cole, Andy Banker's son, he goes to Mizzou, and he wants to do broadcasting, either TV or radio. So we said, just come on in once a week and hang out and watch us do our craft. And
Perform.
you have this great mentor in Cam Jansen. You can learn from him.
You can learn from me, buddy. You know what you look like? You look like Logan Brown. That's a compliment.
does.
Is it?
You do. You look like a hockey player.
All right.
Grow that hair out too. Damn, boy.
And he sounds like
Don't get
Andy.
used to it.
Talking to the mic. Let me hear you.
How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
What's up? I'm good.
Good, man. Like your daddy too. He's a good guy. So you're going to Mizzou?
Mizzou.
Cool. When? This year?
Yeah, I'm got one more year left. I'm a senior, finishing up.
Don't
He
get
does
hazed.
sound like Andy, man.
Don't get hazed down there.
I haven't been hazed.
You put your foot down on that crap.
oh,
I'm telling y'all. We need to talk afterwards. I don't got time enough to tell you what you need to do down there. But
All right.
don't you let anybody push you around and make you do crap. Just telling you right now. That's my advice to you. Don't worry about the radio stuff. Don't get hazed.
All right.
Real quick though. By the way,
Don't get hazed. He can take care of himself.
Well, I don't know. I'm just letting them know. I'm building confidence in them. That's what
All
I
right.
do.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, dude. You little nerd boy. You drink this. Tell me to shut up. I'm talking to girls. Get on with yourself. Anyway. Jack Flaherty last night. Why is he so grumpy poo all the time? He needs a smile just once in a while.
Do you want him smiling while he's giving up run after
I guess
run?
you're right. But he's not smiling when he was doing good anyway.
Have you ever met a happy activist?
Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not really. It's kind of, I don't know. Not
Par
really.
for the course.
So what's going on with that dude?
He's not getting people out.
Oh, okay. Okay. But
He
if
wasn't
you're going to
ready.
dissect it, like, what are you looking at?
Well, I think it's fair to say it's hard for me to come out here because I agreed with the decision to look. If he's going to throw 4 innings last week, throw him in the big leagues. Ali Marmol said the same thing yesterday. And I think he was admitting to the organization's mistake in the sense of they thought Jack Flaherty was ready for the big leagues. And they said, look, we liked your last outing in the minors, and if we're going to build you up and you're going to throw 60 pitches the first time around, and the goal is probably 75 the second time around, why not use those 4 innings or 5 innings in the big leagues? But if you listened to Ali Marmol last night, he was basically admitting it hasn't worked. They thought it would work, and it hasn't worked. Now, I do think he's going to figure it out, but he clearly needed a couple more outings in the minors.
So whose fault is that then?
Well, it's always the organization's fault, but it's also on him. He knows his body. He knows his arm. And he says he's ready, and he's not ready to get big league hitters out. By the way, last week was the Pirates.
Yeah, exactly.
They're barely a big league
And let me
team.
tell you, when you're a young kid like that, and you got a bunch of attention, and you haven't played in a while, like you can't listen to guys, and you can't really take their word for it. I told coaches and GM, yeah, I'm fine. Next fight, I go rip my shoulder out. I knew there was something in there, but I got to play. So, like, you know, as an organization, you got to kind of evaluate that and be like, no, maybe he's reaching right now because I know he wants to get back in the mix of things, but you're not ready. And we're going to make that decision, not you. You know what I mean? Like, they're lying. Like, look, guys, I'm telling you, when you're that young and you want to get back in, you're going to lie and say you're okay, and you're usually not.
And you have to save guys from themselves.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come back quicker than they should. At this point, though, I mean, are you going to now send him down for another outing?
I don't
think
know.
you just got to let him figure it out at this point, which is why last night could have went really poorly in the sense of you could have said, well, here's now 2 games that you essentially lost because you tried an experiment with Jack Flaherty at the big league level. But the fact that the Cardinals were able to overcome a poor outing from Jack Flaherty, and so obviously we'll talk about Nolan Gorman and the offense we have, but the bullpen, Zach Thompson, also looks like a legit weapon who he hasn't had great numbers the last couple years in the minors as a starter, but you wonder if you put that dude in the bullpen and you let him simplify his game, he's got a great fastball, throwing 95, he's got a really nice curveball, and you just let him go out there and potentially go one time through the batting order with his 2 best pitches for the most part, he looks like a weapon. Look, it was 1 out, but Drew Verhagen has not been getting people out lately, and he's able to bridge it to your studs.
The big boys, yep.
And so Gio goes 2, and Ryan Helsley goes 2. Now, look, you won the game. It's all good. Those 2 are probably not going to be used now today. Now, Helsley had 6 days off, but they really kind of tinker with his usage. So this has been an interesting series from the standpoint of Game 1, the Brewers got the lead. They were able to roll out their stud relievers, Devin Williams, Josh Hader. Yesterday, it flipped. The Cardinals had the lead. They added to it. They're able to go Gio Gallegos, Ryan Helsley. So now you have Genesis Cabrera, who could go multiple innings, you'd think, today. But also the Brewers' main guys are now fresh and ready to go. So it's kind of a fun chess match.
Forth. Yep. And Waino's starting tonight. It's going to be a toe-to-toe battle. We got some stuff to watch tonight.
Speaking of good, those Cardinals last
Them
night.
Cardinals.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts are that was a complete game, complete with good starting pitching. And I believe that they are not going to lose another game the rest of the season. That's your right shoulder hot take.
There it is.
Wow.
Obviously, like I do think with their offense, like I do think we're going to see more from the offense. I mean, they weren't facing a great starter last night, so I'll give you that. But we're seeing like Norman, like Nolan Gorman. We're seeing like him just scratching the surface. And when he has a game, it's fun to watch because he destroys baseballs. I think we're going to see some of that more consistently. Goldy wasn't in there last night because of some lower back stiffness. And there's been guys that have been up and down. I think if they can just get through a stretch where they get a few of those guys hitting, I know that's an F, and we've probably talked about it a few times this year already. This team is going to be fun to watch. The concerning thing last night, obviously, was Flaherty's start, which was not good.
Yeah, so watching that game, and we'll get to some of the positives on the pitching side, like a Zach Thompson, but what did Flaherty have to say post-game?
So I knew he was not in good spirits, and just behind the scenes and inside baseball, I'll give him a lot of credit too, because you have a start like that, you're not feeling good. I mean, you're trying to come back. and your first start back was not good. Everyone was hoping for a better one last night. Certainly Jack was. And just as Jack came out to talk to the media, and it had been a while because I think he was in the training room, that's when Gorman came out. So you would think, as the veteran who's been dealing with injury, he would go first. And Jack said, no, talk to Nolan first. I'm giving him credit for that. He could have been like, I'm going first. But he let Nolan, have his moment. I didn't need to talk to him because I spoke to him on the field. So then when we, finally got Jack talking and everything and everyone was in place, at first it was very deflective. Everyone else did a great job when we asked about him. And then he finally talked about his own performance. And you could see he really didn't have a clue. He was frustrating. I was trying to make pitches. He pointed out, and I think this is fair, it could have been a lot worse. What he walked 5 guys. He didn't have any of his command. 0. I think he had 1 strikeout. Velocity wasn't, consistently where it normally is. And he looked like a guy who just didn't have answers. And I'm just wondering, so this is 2 starts for Jackson's coming back, and I doubt that he's any closer to where he wants to be after those 2 starts. I think that's concerning because it doesn't seem like he has a lot of answers as to if it's physical, it's mechanical. He kind of gave kind of real ambiguous answers. He feels like he knows what he has to do, but I'm not so sure he does. I don't know what's going on.
Jimmy, what's the deal with Goldschmidt's back? It doesn't sound like it's anything they're too concerned about.
So I did a sit down with him yesterday that will air today, where we talked about being stoic. But I wasn't planning on having to talk about the back issue. But that came out that he's dealing with a back issue. The lineup came out a little later than it normally did, so I did have a chance to talk about it. And he said he's dealt with that before. He called it sore. I think the official thing was stiffness, and he said he's been dealing with that for a while, not all through his career pretty much. And he says it's just something he has to deal with when he's played a bunch of games. He's just got to rest the back now and then. And he said, he told me yesterday, I probably could have played today, but I want to be smart about it and make sure I don't let it get worse. And he said, usually, a day off my feet and I'm fine. So he thought probably today, if not tomorrow, but nothing long-term, nothing where he's going out and getting tests or anything like that. So just one of those things where you get a couple days and then you're back in there.
Jim, what has been making Donovan so good and so consistent? Has it been his approach, his bat swing? What's
his
specific? Hair? Yeah, style.
I think it's a combination of his hair and his bat swing. So you're both right. He's just. I think what it is, and it's cliche at this point. Wow, it sounds different when he hits it, but it really does. I mean, when he makes contact, I think the home run. The second home run might have been the first home run he hit that didn't go 400 feet. It was only like 390 something. Everything gets smoked. Everything, has a huge exit velocity. I think that's what makes him dangerous. But then we saw last night too. He had 2 homers. He's a young guy. He'd like to get a third, and instead in that final at bat, he gets a base hit. He just takes it the other way. I think he has the ability. I think he's more than just a slugger. I think he has a skill set as a hitter where he can use the whole field, but he's still learning on the job. But that's what's intriguing. The swing looks good. I mean, the contact, when he makes contact, I asked him last night in postgame, he basically said, yeah, when I make contact, I know it's gone. That's how hard he hits the ball. But we can see him go the other way at times too. And I think that's what makes him different. That's, to me, I think we're looking at a guy who can be a complete hitter with amazing power.
Jimmy, there was some heat on Twitter that was being thrown at Jimmy Edmonds because of a pretty innocuous comment I thought he made about a boy looking through some binoculars. But, little does the public know, it's a common theme for people to be looking in binoculars all over the ballpark, right? I mean, who knows what he could have been looking at?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Jimmy. I love him. He does a good job. I know he takes a lot of heat on social media. He makes a comment, and next thing you know, I see that he's on social media. I don't think he really intended to be over the line. I don't think that was. I think that was. I understand why people pointed out because maybe you're getting close, but you're on the air for a long time. Someone's bound to say something that's going to ruffle a feather here or there. So I don't think it's a big deal, and I know Jim certainly meant no harm.
I thought it was funny.
So did I.
And also,
and the girl's always there anyway.
Well, here's the deal. Now, if he was talking about front row Amy, but here's the deal. Jim Edmonds does not control the switching of the cameras. It just happened to be, as he said that, there was a woman on the picture. I thought it was funny.
Well, I control the cameras, Charlie.
Yeah,
You know that.
Jim Hayes is the technical director.
Yeah, it just happened that way. I don't think he meant anything by it. And like I said, you're talking for 3.5 hours sometimes. Some you're going to say doesn't come out right, and I'm not saying that's the case here, but something is going to hit somebody the wrong way. And I think sometimes when I think you can get amplified, especially if I know there's some people kind of chart what Jimmy says on the games and everything on social media. So I think there's almost like a magnifying glass on it, and hopefully this thing blows over and it's no. I don't think he went over the line.
Well, I did, okay, because I never mess up on the radio. So I did. It was a little bit of offensive, but it's okay. I'll get over it. It's all good. You do have a new nickname, by the way. Cat Nap Hayes. That's what it is.
Oh.
No chirping, Jimmy. He doesn't sleep. I'm glad that you slept in, Jimmy. You did worry about me a little bit.
Well,
I'm like,
well, in fairness to me, like if I overslept, but I didn't know I was coming on today, so I didn't set my alarm.
I thought you texted him, Charlie.
I forgot.
Oh my God! See, we scared the hell out of him too. He's probably woke up to 15 different calls. Freaks you out.
Well,
he's just trying to sleep.
Last time we had him on, you said, "Hey, are you sleeping?" And Kat said, "No, I don't sleep in." So I figured we could just text him around
Charlie.
8.
That's Charlie's fault, Jimmy. It's his fault.
You know what? It shouldn't be Catnap Hayes. It should be No Text Charlie.
Oh,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Charlie's got a lot of nicknames.
Yeah.
Now, how about Kisner? Kisner felt really bad. He said he missed his slot, but then he called in, so it all worked out.
He was awesome.
He looked at his phone, but he felt bad. He loves doing this, and so I think it's pretty cool because he came up to me and he said, "Why weren't you on?" So if there's a way to do it next time we're on the road or something like that, and there's a way to put both of us on, I would. But I don't want to take his. I don't want to take his spotlight. He's a better guest than I'll ever be.
He was totally cool. He was a little. I don't think he knew his girlfriend was going to move up here and work on a show with us, but now he does know. Now he does know from West. Where's she at? West Palm.
She can just call in on the phone.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, so you don't have to move to St. Louis.
Here's the other thing, Cam.
Yeah.
Just so you know, when a major league player needs a walk-up song and a radio show or a radio personality suggests something, and then the player tanks, that radio show or that personality will be blamed. So don't hook him up with some heavy metal thing, or else it will be called. You know how like we blame Putin for everything?
Yes.
We're going to blame Cam for everything.
Cam and Putin again.
Yeah.
Ruining everything. All right, Jimmy. We'll be watching, man. We'll be watching tonight. Go do your thing. I'm glad you got a good night's sleep. You've been working your ass off. We'll talk to you later this week, big boy.
All right, boys. Thanks.
Later, homeboy. Later.